Hey Taurus, thanks for being here. My name is Colleen and this is Arcana Rising. Welcome to my channel, and for those who've been subscribed to me for a long time, welcome back. I'm back finally, but I'm sure you already knew that because you would have seen the Aries season video. I'm doing them all a long while before the actual season. So anyway, Taurus. Okay, so this is for all signs for the season of Taurus. I'm doing it this way just because of mom life right now. I don't have enough time to do every single individual video, so this year we're doing just general reading for everybody during the season of Taurus. I have it written down. I gotta write these down because sometimes I forget. So that runs from April 21st to May 20th. Okay, so while I was getting into the zone for the Taurus season, I was asking my guides, what does everyone need to know for the season of Taurus? And I heard change. And I just find it really funny that change is the word that came up when Taurus in general isn't really a huge fan of change. So I feel like the things that we have been working to shift within ourselves is making a drastic shift forward, for lack of a better word. It's making a major adjustment this season. So this is about learning to move with what we've been wanting, you know what I mean? Like what we've been, you know, hoping and wanting and working on, preparing for, to, you know, vibrationally match our lives. It feels like there's some major shifts happening during this season to reflect that. So that's the energetic vibe that I got for the season. I'm going to pull 4 cards for the season as well. Almost like, you know, 1 card a week, or like first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. Okay, there's 1 card. Thank you. We need for Taurus season. Please let me know what you guys think of these videos. Your input really matters to me, so I really appreciate it when you guys comment, like, and share my videos. And just let me know how I'm doing, you know, how the volume is. I'm still saving up for a high quality microphone, so it's only going to get better from here. What do we need to know for Taurus season? I'm waiting for 2 more to... Oh, I'm waiting for 1 more to jump out. What do we need to know for Taurus season? Okay, so I just, 2 cards came out for the end of the season. So we will see what that's all about. Let's see here. Okay. So we have Temperance in reverse. We have the King of Cups in reverse. We have the 2 of Swords upright. And then we have the King of Swords and the Page of Cups. So let me just take a moment to get this info in here. So I feel like really the first half of the season, like I'm hearing like compromising values. So I feel like we're going to be tested, like our boundaries and our self-worth is going to be tested in the first half of the season, where, you know, we may be pushed to compromise, you know, what we feel is not something that we're comfortable with. You know what I mean? So like something is pushing us to shift the way that we do things, to shift the way. So like maybe it's about, this is what I'm feeling. So like boundaries are going to be a big topic, especially in the first half of this season. I feel like it's talking about walls, certain boundaries that we have set for us in the past are no longer working for us. They worked well for us in the past because we needed them to survive whatever situations we were going through, but we've outgrown them, and it's time to do an update on our personal beliefs and value and how we value ourselves, and, you know, the lines that we've drawn between ourselves and others. That's, I feel like, a really important thing, because maybe we've had to keep everyone at like an extreme distance, you know, in the past to protect ourselves. Maybe we've gone through a lot of, you know, things that have tested our sensitivities. Do you know what I mean? So it's about like letting people in a little bit more. It's about, you know, adjusting the way in which we interact with others, you know, making ourselves more open to other people and understanding, you know, where they're coming from, where we're coming from, and maybe adjusting our boundaries, not for them, but for ourselves, so that we can grow, you know, and in turn, you know, help our relationships grow deeper, you know, in a healthy way. I feel like I'm just going to pull some clarification cards. So I feel like at first it's going to be something that we're going to be like hard no on, but then after a while we're going to realize that, you know, those boundaries worked for us in the past, but now they're not really that healthy when you like really start to evaluate those situations from like an objective point of view. There's a better way of drawing those lines. Maybe it's in the way that you present those boundaries to people. Maybe it's the actual boundaries themselves. Maybe you don't need to keep yourself at such an extreme distance from others. Maybe it's okay to start, you know, expressing yourself, you know, in a healthy way. Okay, let's see. Let's talk about this a little bit more. Yeah, so I feel like the way in which we are interacting with others is being flipped upside down. This is exactly what it's all about. The foundation, so like a tower is all about like foundation is crumbling, yada yada yada. Like something that we've built for ourselves is no longer working. It's like this regardless of how it's presented, whether it's upright or reverse. But when it's in reverse, what I'm feeling is like when it's upright, I feel like it's at our own, you know, control, like at our own hands. And when I feel like it's in reverse, it's like, okay, the universe has been showing signs that the way in which we interact within relationships This could be a partnership, this could be a business, this could be a romantic relationship, the way in which we handle relationships in general. We've been getting signs that something needs to shift here, and we've been ignoring it, and now the universe is like, okay, I've given you enough warnings, so I'm just going to have to intervene and shift things myself, whether you want me to or not. So it could be a little bit jolting at first. You could feel really out of balance in the first half of the season as you're trying to gain your bearings on like what's going on. Like first it's going to be like, oh my god, like I can't believe this is happening, this is coming out of nowhere, when really it's like, I kind of had a feeling this was going to happen. Like, I really wanted to avoid this. I really did not want to deal with this. I'm really not a fan of change. But here we are anyway, being forced to change. It's coming whether we wanted to or not. So now we have to deal with it. Now we have to, discuss these things head on. Head on collision almost. That's what I'm feeling. So let's talk about the Two of Swords, the King of Swords, the Page of Cups. This is like the second half of the month. I thought I was going to be doing this in quarters, but it feels like it's first half, second half, not month. So it'll be the season because it's like mid-month of April to mid-month of May. So let me just see. I need a clarification card here. Woo! Okay. Okay, so I feel like this is all about experimenting, basically. I mean, this is obviously all about experimenting with how we are interacting with others, trying out new ways of expressing your needs with others, different ways of processing the needs of others, different ways of interacting with people, obviously. And then, like, the King of Swords is like, do your own research, but also don't be afraid to think outside of the box, basically. You know what I mean? Like, do your own research. Like, yeah, psychology suggests that this is the way that you should speak about your needs, but, one size does not always fit all, so maybe we need to be a little bit more creative in the ways in which we make our needs known, or how we want our relationships to look. You know what I mean? So, we have the Wheel of Fortune coming up, which is kind of saying it's like you're at a turning point in your life where the way in which you react to these situations creates, sets the tone for the next, like, phase of this journey that you're on. So, be very mindful and in the way in which you approach this topic of being open to changing the way in which you interact with others. Because, it feels like everything's going to be good. Like, everyone is coming out peachy in the end, but, you got to make sure that you're not just following the crowd just to appease them. You want to make sure that everybody is being real and being honest with each other about what it is that they need to find joy within this relationship, within this partnership, within this business, within, as co-workers, as friends, as family members, whatever it is. It just feels like it's just relationships in general are shifting so that we all can acknowledge our needs and respect them and, get on a more realistic level where we can all meet each other from an honest point. Do you know what I mean? Honest, wavelength. I hope that makes sense. So I'm going to pull an oracle card just to kind of wrap up this energy, see if there's anything else that needs to be expressed here. Taurus season. What does everyone need to know for Taurus season? In addition to this, it just jumps right out. Practice, practice, practice. That is so important here, especially for the second half of the season. We're trying different approaches and seeing which one fits best, but not just throwing shit at the wall. Excuse my language. Not just throwing things at the wall just to see what sticks and what gets everybody to chill out and what's going to make this person happy. I'm just going to throw stuff at them until they're fine, just to shut them up. You know what I mean? We're not doing that. We're going to say, okay, how can I meet your needs? How can you meet my needs? How can we do this in a respectful way? Let's try this way. Let's try that way. Let's do this. Let's do that. What's the best way for us to, get to this joyful place of interacting with each other where we know that we are both being our most authentic selves, or we can feel like we can truly express ourselves, doing research, maybe getting a mentor, in this area, maybe a therapist, a counselor would be great. And then just, customizing and making it fit to your unique situation, and not just trying to force something to work that doesn't sit well with everyone. You know what I mean? Like, not just being like, this book says that we had to do it exactly this way, so we're doing it exactly this way, when it doesn't suit everyone's needs. You know what I mean? So practice, practice, practice. We're trying different things. We're experimenting. It says with daily practice, you can polish your skills and talents and increase your confidence. So we're trying different ways of, finding the joy, within this relationship, finding an equal balance here, adjusting my own boundaries to, get me to this higher level, all that stuff. I keep saying, so I'm just going to stop. I think that I hit the nail on the head here. I think that everyone gets what I'm trying to say, so that's when I know it's time to wrap it up. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please follow me on Instagram at Arcana Rising. Please follow me on Facebook. I'm more active there now. It's Arcana Rising Tarot at the end of that. And you can also go to my website, arcanarising.com. I'm really hoping that the website's ready by now. If not, there's a link below that can direct you right to, booking a reading with me, or getting a Reiki session with me, or any more fun stuff I have in there. Check it out. Thank you so much for watching. I send you so much love, and I will see you for Gemini season. Take care. Bye-bye.